Hello? Hello? All we do is await Ursula to join us. She took a break to vacuum before showing up. Now Matika's yelling. We're just gonna quietly ignore Matika down here, okay?
Pay no mind.
Ursula, get your code so we can put something on the screen.
I'm working on it, mister.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
You're chit-chatting. You're chit-chatting. If you're chit-chatting... I knew it. God. She's gonna be so loud. She needs to learn to be quiet. Well,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, she can do it.
She can learn.
She can learn. Is my room off?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Mhm.
And she went out right before this, so we're just gonna ignore her.
Okay.
I'm saying this because I'm really bad at ignoring her. Sorry, chat's just like, what is happening? Well,
Hi, chat.
we haven't officially started. So.
Oh, okay. We didn't start, chat. Look away.
No, they don't have to look away. The screen's not changed yet.
Oh.
They just have to close their ears.
Okay, cover your ears.
Okay. Time to transition. Woo. There, now they can see. Hello, chat. Welcome.
Hi.
We haven't been talking up until this moment. Don't laugh. This is serious.
Oh, sorry.
This is serious business.
I would never laugh.
Hello, Cypress. Of course you can't hear us. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So what were you doing, Ursula, before this? Explain.
I was putting the bird to bed.
No, you were vacuuming.
Oh. Yeah, we have a litter box in the bathroom. And I don't know who. It could have been a cat.
Okay, we're gonna...
No. It could have been a dog. I don't know. But someone came in and threw all the litter outside of the box. So I had to vacuum it up.
Sorry, it's just funny seeing you have your eyeball in your microphone.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, like, I prepare the microphone volume for when you're, like, looking down and talking, and then you stand up on all 4 feet, and and then you talk into the microphone, and I have to move, and yeah. Get better at mic etiquette again. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Anyways, what was happening with the litter box? There was an explosion or something?
Yeah, I told the story. You weren't paying attention.
No, I couldn't hear you because the microphone was in your eyeball.
Oh. Okay, we have a litter box in the bathroom. And I don't know who, a cat, maybe a dog. I don't know. Some bad little creature threw all the litter outside, so I had to vacuum it up. So that the bathroom wasn't covered in litter.
We just need new headphones, honestly, so that you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
That's like 10,000% of the problem, is I've broken every microphone.
Headphone.
Yeah. You know what I meant.
No, I did not.
You're being ableist. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Ursula's we're fighting. We're getting divorced.
It's true.
Live on stream right now this minute.
Calling the divorce lawyer.
Yep.
Emotional.
So we didn't stream last week because it was vacation, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And Ursula was recording all of the books of Avo.
Yes.
The entire books.
All the books.
No, she was doing the audiobook. And after this, she's going to edit the audiobook more.
Yes.
And eventually it's going to come to fruition. Fruition.
Yes.
Yes.
It will be listenable.
Audio. It will be audible. But not on Audible.
No.
Stream name, we're getting divorced, not clickbait. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I looked at our stream settings and Ursula had it set to normal latency.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So maybe that's why we've not been able to communicate with people that great.
No.
No? That's not why?
I'm saying no in agreement. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I know. I'm sassy.
Mister.
Yeah?
Don't sass me. Or I'll
Okay.
divorce you quicker.
Tell them all about the audiobook.
So yeah, so I did the whole dang thing. And I basically had to do it. It was difficult because our house is full of animals, right? Because we're people with pets. And so I'd have to find little pockets of time when the animals aren't causing chaos to record.
Mm-hmm.
And Bones had to leave because he's not allowed to listen to me record because I'd be embarrassed.
Me too.
We'd both be so flummoxed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then I'd record basically for like an hour to 2 hours before my voice would give out per session, and made my way through it. I tried to make voices. Listening back, I have a very tiny range.
Aw.
But I tried.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Maybe you'll get better.
Maybe.
You got 3 books to do it.
Exactly.
Maybe you got better throughout it.
Maybe.
I guess you're recording backwards.
Yeah, because I did like chapter 4 onward, and then at the very end I went back and did the first few chapters. I didn't intentionally do that. That was just because my files like corrupted or disappeared. No idea what happened there. But magic.
I mean, people like listening to you, in theory.
That is true. That's the thing. I'm the biggest critic about my performance, so.
No, I am.
No.
That's why I'm not going to listen.
No. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good time, like, recording.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just terrified of editing.
That's fair.
You know?
But every time you sat down to edit, every time.
Every
it's
time.
Been
The
fine.
one time. Yeah. I do think the one thing I'm really struggling with is, like, getting the, what would you call it, cadence? Like, the timing right between sentences.
What do you mean?
I think I keep leaving pauses too long, but I can't tell.
Isn't there like a standardized second between sentences that you're supposed to do?
Yeah, I should double check that.
If you just check that, then you just, you know. I think you're overthinking it.
But
I think you're just overthinking it is what's happening here.
Okay.
If people find you're talking too slow, they can just double speed it.
That is true.
Yeah. So, don't overthink it.
Okay.
We just want this done. It's been too long, and yeah. Happy New Year. Hello, munchiness? Mochiness?
Hello.
Something. Ursula, I'm not attacking you, okay? Take a deep breath.
I feel attacked.
Take a deep breath.
I have anxiety.
Just like an actual. Like, let's reset.
Okay.
We don't want everyone else being in the back of the car. Like we're on a road trip here.
But we're getting a divorce.
Yeah, well, let's try and not get a divorce.
They're the kids.
Which story is this one? This is the Books of Avo. So it's our next webtoon. Hopefully. It's what, 70 pages so far?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like 70 pages this size.
Damn. 'Cause you thumbnailed all of it already now, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think it might be like 71. There's a page I have that I'm like, I should probably split it up into 2. Because it's a little cramped. But...
That's fair. Might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make it any harder
No.
to make it less cramped.
Exactly. Oh.
Manica, we hear you. Go to bed.
Oh.
I'm sorry for that.
Audio attacking.
Sorry for bonking everything. She stopped and then she started again.
Yeah. She didn't know if we heard her.
Ugh, that's us with YouTube. We started and then we stopped and then we started again.
It was the holidays.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah, all of it. All the time we've ever been gone. Holidays.
I ain't judging, okay? I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Gotcha,
attacking
gotcha.
you, okay?
I'm under attack.
I swear.
Chat, you saw
I
him.
swear I am not doing anything to you.
You saw him attacking me. It's live on video. How are you, Bones? What have you been up to?
Being attacked by my wife.
No,
She hits me with her words and her vibes.
Oh no.
I'm
Chat,
good.
you saw it. He's lying.
I just want to have a good time here, and frankly, I don't want to have a silly. Okay, no.
Okay.
Not the vibes, Ursula. How dare you? Okay, no divorce jokes. We are too spicy for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Not that we're actually getting divorced and that her joking about it would make it happen.
Yes, it will. If you say it, it'll happen.
There's just some secret anxiety beneath these jokes. And we're not in a fight. And I'm just assuring you that.
Okay.
Okay? And you don't need to be the funniest person on the planet right now.
I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Fine.
We're just vibing. We're having a good time. I've just been really focused all week and sleepy and not getting enough sleep. So this is like the first time me and Ursula are interacting at all.
Yesterday,
And
he
I
wouldn't
want
let
to
me.
assure her that I don't hate her. I just want to
Yesterday,
talk about comics.
Mister.
What?
Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
every time I walked into the room, he was like, "Go away.
Yeah,
I'm tired."
I was tired and I don't want to hurt you, Bella, okay? I just want to have a good time, okay?
Okay,
Let's-
talk to me about comics.
Okay. What are you drawing?
I'm drawing a man on a date with Juliet, who is
this
not
man?
Don. He's a forgettable fella.
Oh. I can't. So there's gonna be 72 pages of this one scene.
Yes, I can show you.
Yeah, you should show me.
Okay.
Show me proof. Oh my god, you've gotten so much done.
See, this is the first page.
Yeah.
And it goes through. She looks over. She sees a lovely lady. She's talking to Dawn more. Blah blah blah. He says there's an incident. She talks about an elf. Blah blah blah. Some more flashbacky things in the middle. And they talk more. Blah blah blah.
And you're gonna finish all the colors at the end.
Yeah. And that's the last page.
That's cute.
It's a lot of pages.
Yeah, it is a lot of pages. It's very green.
Yeah. Colors will probably change, but it's nice having like a consistent background color.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm overthinking it.
Mister.
How is everyone else? Anyone else feeling vibes? You know what part of it is?
What?
Is that my wife has gone back to work this week.
Mm-hmm.
So she's very spicy
Yes.
and she doesn't want to be back to work. She's vacation brained and I feel it. I understand. Yeah. I'm feeling vibes of too much school and work right now.
Oh.
That's basically it. Like I'm feeling the stressed work vibes, even though everyone isn't emotionally back to work yet.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got a new job, 3 months jobless. Well, I'm glad you got a job.
Yeah, congrats.
Starting on Monday, so yeah, feeling the vibes of new employment. That can be stressful.
Oh, yeah. I find like the first couple months of a new job are so stressful. But it'll work out. You'll get in the flow of things.
Oh, this is I thought you were joking about a
No,
forgettable fella, and
this
then I
is-
forgot that this is like a little side story that she's telling.
This is literally the forgettable fella.
Oh, okay. It's me.
His phone.
Good luck in the new jobs or stress, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just yeah.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm fine. I've just been quilting and sewing, you know how it is.
Yeah.
And I've been editing videos in the night.
Oh dang.
Don't know, dang me.
I didn't
You
know
get
about
off.
it.
You get off of this bus right now.
I say anything, he's like,
Yeah,
"Stop
don't
it."
talk to me.
All right. Only talk to chat.
Yeah, only talk to chat. I get to talk to chat, you get to talk to chat, and we're not going to talk to each other.
We can send messages between us.
Yeah.
Telebones.
Some phones. No, I don't want you messaging anything from her to me. We're not talking. Oh. This is why it's hard to stream. I don't understand people who can stream for like 10 hours every day of their life.
I know.
That like just sounds like hell. That sounds like a hell on earth.
I know, like we've done 24-hour streams.
Yeah,
They're
but like,
hard. How do you do a section of that every day?
yeah. I don't find the 24-hour streams hard in the same way that I imagine 8 hours a day would be hard, you know? Like it's a marathon. It's like every day of every week, back to back, endless chat. Like, how do you have a life?
Don't know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when you do a 24-hour challenge, like that's a challenge. It's different.
That's true, yeah. It's just like a special day.
Yeah. It's like so different.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad I picked a riveting conversation topic.
No, I agree with you. I just like when do you find time to do things? And
How do you find things to talk about?
yeah. Is it because I know like a lot of streamers, like they can't all be extroverted. I'm sure a lot of them are.
I mean, they could be. All of them have ADHD.
Yeah, there is that. But like,
I've come to the conclusion that only one person on the internet doesn't have ADHD, and it's Danny from Game Grumps, because he's like so disconnected from the internet in such a weird way. He's like, it's like bringing like a forest nymph into an office, you know? Like they don't know what's going on.
yes.
Yeah. I was just feeling it when I've been rewatching the whole Tears of the Kingdom Let's Play because it's done. And when he's like not knowing what any of the slang term memes meant and commenting on Aaron's ADHD, and I'm just like, but that's the whole internet. Like everyone is autistic or they have ADHD and they know what Riz means. Like they're Zoomers. They're Zoomers and yeah. Or they're on Facebook. It's just weird. It's just very, very strange, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
Because like every time I learn about a streamer and they're like, oh yeah, my ADHD, I'm like, yeah, I am shocked when a streamer doesn't have ADHD, and if they don't, they're gonna be diagnosed any day now. Like I think it is just like literally part of the job. Okay, maybe there are some, but I think it's just like having like it's like having piano hands, you know? Yeah.
yeah, it's just like
Or being, you know what it is? It's like being basketball player. You're tall. Like basketball players are tall. They're just, it's fitted to it.
right.
And like ADHD is the tallness of basketball is to streaming.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean though?
I'm with you.
Yeah. It's like how all artists are gay. You know, I think it just comes with the territory.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. It just it's a trait that helps you succeed. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind
I'm
of-
just saying it's biological essentialism. You were biologically determined to be a live streamer at birth. You have to have the genetics for it, and that is ADHD.
Yes.
I'm an artist and I'm not gay. Well, I have some news for you. I'm joking. I don't think. It's okay. It's okay if you're not gay. There's it's okay. It's okay to not be gay. It is funny though, the amount of people who watch me and then turn out to be gay. Yeah, I'm straight too. What are you guys doing in my audience? I'm so shocked. It's like finding a neurotypical live streamer.
You're the unicorn of this community.
Yeah. Okay, but like even if you're not gay, like being an artist is pretty gay, you know what I mean?
It is definitely a gay occupation.
Yeah. It's like you're not gay, but like you're not straight.
A little bit gay.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh my god, those little eyes. I love them.
He's having trouble on his date right now.
Yeah. It's like we're spinsters. It's like how spinsters were very likely to be lesbian. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Same idea.
Or nuns.
Yes.
Nuns are like asexuals and lesbians.
Yes. Let's go.
It's just kind of like, you know, it's how things come together. But most specifically, like, I don't think you can be good at live streaming unless you have ADHD, because it's like such a specific skill set of just like, you need to just have this constant brain goo flowing. And like, I don't think neurotypicals have it. They don't have the chaps. I'm gay for my art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you. I'm just surprised that there are 2 straight people here. You're welcome to join.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're very
I have
happy
a
you're
wife.
here.
Like I get it. You know, like I understand the whole straight thing. Like
I have some straight tendencies, you know?
yeah, I'm a guy. I have a wife. Women are pretty. I like their hair. Wait, no. It's not straight.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that old ball and chain, am I right? Yeah. The token straights. It's okay. I hope I'm not making our token straights feel uncomfortable.
No, sorry. We're just...
I wouldn't want them to feel like I do all the time in straight society. Oh. As an autistic demisexual NB, my comic will always have a place in my heart. I'm not sure what is meant by that, but I feel it on a vibe level. I feel like I'm missing a few words for my brain to make sense of that. Not the autistic demisexual NB. I get what that means.
Yes.
I'm not feeling the connection between that and comics heart. I never really thought about not being straight. You know, that's where it starts. No, but like, it is pretty wild the amount of people who show up here and then like in the future I have a DM about how I changed their life. And it's like, that's really cool, but that's also a lot of pressure. So like, if you're straight, that's like pressure off my shoulders. That's kind of the thing. No one thinks about it until they think about it, and then they can never stop thinking about it.
Well, that was like
And if you can never stop thinking about it, then yeah.
it was like me and asexuality.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. And then I met some asexual people, and I was like, wait a minute.
Wait.
Am I in this picture?
Yeah. Well, it worked out for both of us.
Yeah.
Man, I worked on asexuality like it was homework. I was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna see. Everybody talking about being gay, lesbian gays. Hello, welcome.
Oh no.
I doubt I'm gonna change it. Thought about it in the past, but decided not to. That's fair.
Yeah. Totally fair.
You
know, you gotta you are the person you are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sometimes it's okay to be you. Sometimes it's not. If you're like a shitty person, like maybe don't be you.
That's very different than being gay and straight.
Yeah, it is different. I don't want another thing where I was like, oh, men suck, and I get comments about like, oh, I'm a man. Like, same, bro. Same with being envy and envy. Envy was very confident I was a cis girl. Yeah. I'm still not convinced I'm trans, which is ridiculous at this point. But it's kind of the other way around now, where it's like, before it was like trans, and then it was like, oh no, I guess I could try transitioning. And now that I've transitioned, it's like, oh right, I wasn't a guy before. And I'm like, but was I really not? Like, I don't know. I'm pretty much a guy. This makes no sense. But it's like you go so far in your transition where it's like it just doesn't brain compute that you were trans. That you're trans. If you've transitioned long enough, it's like it's wild to imagine not being transitioned. Man, I would detransition in a heartbeat if I could, like wave a wand and then retransition again, because that's so fun. That is like euphoria to the max, right? You are never happier than like when the top surgery happened, or like when you get tea for the first time and stuff. Like that stuff is so fun, and it's not like I'm unhappy. You know, it's like how I wish I could like forget. What do I want to forget? It was something today. Oh, today I was watching the H-bomb video of the plagiarism one. I'm like, oh, I wish I could forget this and experience it for the first time again. Because like, I was like, oh, I wanted like that, like, because when it was like, it hit. Put the bird to bed. Oh no.
Oh no. Put the bird to bed, guys.
Gotta put the bird to bed.
Put the bird to bed.
What were you wondering?
I was like, is it kind of like that thing where you're like, I wish I could experience my favorite like media, like,
yeah,
for the first time again.
Yeah, I'd love to play Tears of the Kingdom for the first time, but today I don't know why I was feeling it so hard about that H-bomber guy video. I just wanted it's just such a good drop when he throws the the wallpaper aside and yeah, this is a video about James Somerton. That was wild, man. I want to be back in that moment. That was fun. But you went to bed, so I didn't get to experience it with you. So maybe that's what I missed.
Aww.
Aww.
Marriage saved.
I love how smug she is right now. Like, he.
He's so smug.
Sorry, not you, Juliet.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I understood. I also have ADHD.
Yeah. Yeah, I was feeling that, like, back to Game Grumps. But when like Danny was describing how like they'll just come back to a thing after all the stuff happens. And I'm like, oh, this is so real. I live on like another dimension. It's also the dyslexia thing too. I feel it. EYE. Ugh. I guess the thing with Tears of the Kingdom is that I've been able to watch people play it for the first time, but I can't really watch people experience the H-Bomber Guy video in
Yeah.
the same way.
There's something about that with video games that is so fun. Just watching someone else.
Well, like, you get the same thing when you're watching a movie with someone and you keep, like, looking over to see what their reaction is.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about reaction content. It sucks that there's not a way to make it where it's not thievery. I wish there was, like, infrastructure, like, digital infrastructure, so that you could, like, do reaction videos, but, like, not steal.
Yeah.
You know? Where if it could, like, auto-sync it, you know?
That would be so nice.
That'd be so nice. It would solve the entire reaction video problem. Or you could, like... Because, like, what's stopping me from watching 2 YouTube videos at once?
Right?
Yeah. So, like, why can't I do that? Yeah. Because they have that for, like, movies and stuff, where, like, you can watch movies with Twitch streamers if you have the movie, and they do the watch party thing.
Yeah.
Like, I just wish there was more of that, just so you could watch YouTube with your audience, but they'd all be watching, you know?
I know.
You know, like, you could support people more.
Totally. Yeah, it would just be nice if it synced it.
Put spyware into people's Netflix, problem solves. I don't think that's it. LaFay's one of those people that didn't show up on the YouTube chat, but showed up on the thing.
Oh, hey.
It's a powerful move. Yeah. Sorry, I just started dancing. Not paying attention.
Are you a bird?
Yes.
I knew
Do 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 ba-doo. I don't know what video I'm doing on Monday.
No.
I forgot which one. I don't even know if I've edited it yet, because I'm just editing them alphabetically, but they're not organized. I think it will be about Mythfield and Faymouth, which are the 2 druid provinces that didn't get mentioned. Getting into the actual war crimes. Because you were like, you labeled that first one war crimes, but it wasn't really even the war crime bit.
No, because it didn't go into the...
No, that's the next one.
Yeah.
But I don't think we should name our YouTube video war crimes.
What's wrong with titling it My Elves Keep Doing War Crimes?
What if we get demonetized or something? I don't know.
I understand. I just think that's a great title.
I think it's a great title, but I don't think it's also like something people click on.
Probably not.
That's the problem. You can make such fun little thumbnails, but they just don't. Come on, marketing expert.
No.
I like calling her a marketing expert.
No. I'm an artiste. The thing is, I suck at the strategy part. I just make things pretty.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should get good at the strategy part, and then you won't get fired.
No.
I want everyone to just constantly call Ursula a marketing expert.
No.
Hi, I'm Ursula Gray and marketing expert. There's a disproportionate amount of Canadians.
There sure are.
Just whenever I find out someone's Canadian, it's like, why?
Ew.
Like everyone's from Canada or Seattle. Like, I don't.
Oh my god,
Yeah. What?
your mom was showing me. She was watching some like vlogger who was talking about like tech you can get to vlog easily, and she did some like B-roll of her walking down the street, and it's the street we used to live on in Kitchener.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what?
Oh my god.
I was like, excuse me?
That's
I
wild.
don't know.
Leaving because I needed a shower. All right. Have fun.
Have fun.
You.
Get sparkly clean.
Yeah. Flap your little wings like a bird.
Yes.
Make sure water spills everywhere. I love how I really love watching streams from Ursula Gray, the marketing expert. She has such great tips on marketing because she is an expert in marketing. So true.
Can we ban this person?
No. Bloom has it. Bloom understands. If you're shy and you don't want to chat, hit the little heart button if you agree that Ursula is a marketing expert. You know, I want some little fluttering hearts to that's what that button means from now on. Oh yeah, see that the marketing expert agreement is here.
Ugh.
They're flooding in.
You people are monsters. This is homophobia.
Wow. Okay. Oh wait, I haven't told anyone to hit the like button. Make sure to do that so that everyone else on YouTube can learn about Ursula Gray, the marketing expert.
Let me tell you all the marketing tips.
Ursula Gray, the marketing expert, reminded me to tell people to hit the like button because that is great marketing advice.
Yes.
How to market your YouTube video.
You need
Calls to action. CTAs.
CTAs. You need.
Wait, sorry, it's CATs.
Yes, that is how I would brand it to sell my course
Yeah, you need
about
cats.
marketing. You need cats.
Calls action too.
Clear action touch points.
Whoa.
Cats.
That's their pause. Clear action touch points. I digress. The point is, I couldn't hear out of my ear for at least a week. Shh. That's been me. Like, I've been hearing clicking in my ear, like, and feeling like a clicking. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
There's a bug in your ear.
Yeah, I just hit my head a bunch until it stopped.
I don't think that's what the doctors would tell you to do.
I don't know.
I don't think.
Like, it's like whenever I move my jaw, there's like a clicking noise. I don't know.
Means you're dying?
I think I'm just going
Or-
deaf and blind, and that's why I'm researching deaf blindness, because I know that's going to be my future.
Right.
Yeah. It's okay.
That's fine.
It's fine.
You can do that cool, like,
Protactile. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like sign language, but with touch.
I don't know. As soon as you learn that there's... Sorry. I don't know. There are a lot of places on the internet that make fun of deafblind people. And it's weirdly prevalent.
Really?
Yeah, like everyone just has like the running joke of just like, oh, deafblind people, like, how are they supposed to? They don't watch this podcast. Like, there's like a lot of them like that, but it's like, yeah, as long as there's like transcription, like people that are deafblind can definitely watch podcasts.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Like the accessibility tools are really cool.
Yeah, accessibility is crazy nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there's like I don't know. There's like there's like those braille keyboard thingies that like they have the little pins that push up so that you can read like a computer. And like most deafblind people, like they aren't like completely deaf or completely blind. Like they have some amount.
Yeah.
Like very, very few are like completely completely deaf and completely blind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally.
I don't know. It's silly. It's also just rude to like a population that has it pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Koi.
Hello. I don't know. I get so frustrated with like all the ableist stuff.
Yeah. Like I understand, like most people just don't think about it. I think it is frustrating because nobody thinks about that stuff, but it is so frustrating just like the prevalence of like I don't know, you were talking about it just in like the horror film you watched, but that happens so often where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna euthanize this person, right?
Right? Where it's like, no, get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there. Did I talk about it on stream?
I think you did, but like who watches our streams
Eh.
consistently enough to remember what
How
you said?
dare you? These lovely people are watching it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I watched. I think it's a Wrong Turn. It's like a remake of a famous series, right? They did a new one in recent years.
Sorry, could you say that again? You were talking into your hand.
Sorry, it's the newest Wrong Turn movie.
Wrong Turn.
Yes, which is it's like an old horror property that they like rebooted for this one remake recently. And they're the main characters, they get like captured by this, you know, evil cult society thing.
Mwahaha.
And as punishment for, I don't know, trespassing or whatever the heck, I forget, one of the characters gets his eyes stabbed out and he gets thrown into this like dungeon.
Yeah.
And then later in the story, the characters go down into this dungeon and they find him alive. And he's like eating a rat because there's no food and he's in a dungeon. And so
Wench.
the main character randomly decides to shoot him and kill him.
You using Procreate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there cannibalism in the movie?
There might have been. I don't think so.
There's always cannibalism in these conversations.
True. But anyways, and yeah, it was ridiculous because I think the implication was like, oh, he's lost his mind, so like just put him out of his misery, or which is ridiculous, or like oh, if we grab him and take him with us, he's gonna alert the cult people.
Blue makes a really good point. Is it cannibalism if the rat is actually a human who was turned into a rat?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
We'll talk about that next lesson. But I was like, well, at first I was like, well, maybe if they grab him, he'll shout and then like they'll be found. But I was like, but she like shot him. It made a huge gunshot sound and alerted them to where they are.
It's also a
There's no
human who
point.
understands voice words. You could
Literally, it's like this is your friend that you went on a vacation with, and they just kill him instead of like bringing him with them and getting him to a hospital. Yeah, I was really flabbergasted by that decision.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff happens in fantasy too, but I think it's like not less bad, but more obscured, where like people just don't think about it on the side of like disability, I guess.
Sorry, I'm giggling because there's another example that I get furious about in a fantasy story.
What is it?
Made in Abyss.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
For one, I hate that series for other reasons, but that was
Yeah.
just one of the things where there's a character who's like turned into a monster and has very little ability to like speak and move.
Yeah.
But like she's clearly like I don't know, she's not like a mindless monster. She's still a person, right?
Yeah.
And she even like saves the main character when she's like injured and stuff, and she clearly has like this lovely friendship with her.
Sorry, I just imagined Tears of the Kingdom ending different, but Link has a gun and puts someone out of their misery. That is an interesting disability.
But anyways, and then it's decided that they're like gonna put her out of her misery and kill her. And it's just made as this like noble thing to like put her down, and it's like, no, she's a person. Like she's basically a person living with disability. Like,
Yeah.
the frick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such an awful trope, thinking that you need to put a character out of their misery because death is somehow better than living disabled.
Right?
Such an L take. Yeah.
For real.
Because it's different if, like, they find a way to communicate with that person and they do want to be, like, put out of their misery. Like, that, like, they're actually in pain. And that they find a way to communicate that. Like, that's so different than just, like, making that decision on behalf of someone. Like, that's the super toxic bit. But then on top of that, like, if you're writing that and you're writing the idea that someone is in so much pain or whatever that they would want to, like,
Yeah.
stop living, like, why are you writing that situation? Like, most people are doing that because they can't even imagine not being miserable, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about, like, yeah, because, yeah, some people, yeah, it's just an awful trope. And I guess, like, if you wanted to do something like that, like, you'd need just more, like, other disabled rep and nuance to that, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's, like, such a difference there. It's about agency
Yeah.
for for a lot of it. It's agency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also so different where it's, like, someone who's living with, like, just intense pain all the time that, like, there's not an answer for,
Mm-hmm.
versus, like, being like, oh, this person no longer has legs and they're so sad that they want to they want to die, and now we're putting them out of their misery for that. And it's just,
Yeah.
it's just all ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't think people think about it enough to, like, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Miku?
I don't know. I'm calling her with a worm. Oh, here she goes.
I just had worms. I just couldn't close it because there were so many in there. So I didn't want to throw it if she was, like, stuck in a cage somewhere and would have been vibrating inside of the cage where she couldn't get her worm.
We have those, like, you know, those worm on a string
Yeah.
things? That's what we give our cat. She loves them.
Oh, she's insanely into them.
She'll have one and she'll just carry it around with her for like a week until it's like disintegrated.
Yeah, she has such a good time.
It's so cute.
I just gave her one.
She loves her worms.
So she's just sitting in front of it, so maybe she just She's thinking about it.
Yeah. She's having worm thoughts.
But yeah, that trope, I just think about it a lot.
It's one of those things where, like, as soon as you are aware of it, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating. I see. Yeah.
What do you see?
Not that trope in particular, but like when a character's miserable about being in a wheelchair, that's when I see everywhere.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, no, that doesn't seem to be the sentiment of wheelchair users.
Yeah. Like, I think there's, like, anger and stuff that comes with, like, acquiring, like, disability. And, like, I understand, like, those kind of stories, but, like, there's always, like, this weird, like, despite feeling versus, like, I don't know, the freedom of getting, like, accessibility. Like, you don't think about that with, like, glasses.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot more, like, better stories written about glasses because there's people with glasses who get to write things.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think about, like, in childhood, there's a lot of, like, those little stories about someone who's, like, really embarrassed about having glasses. And then it's like, oh, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is true, because like glasses are like a accessibility tool that like a lot of people have, that where people don't see it as like an accessibility tool anymore.
Yeah, no, they're 100%. Like,
Yeah.
I'm miserable when my glasses have been broken. And just can't see anything, and you're just sitting there.
Oh, I've been bound to these glasses.
I'm glasses bound.
I'm glasses bound.
Yeah. I don't know. But then there's that too, where it's just like, I don't know, just write people with like varied opinions
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. 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 I hate all the like anti-deaf culture stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Where I don't know, it's just people don't even try to understand it.
Oh, I see.
And like it's a nuanced conversation, but it's not like anyone takes the time to learn the nuances of it. I guess it's kind of similar to like not it's very similar to like autism culture, where like a lot of people obviously are very uncomfortable with the idea of like curing autism, right? For obvious reasons. But then there's like, you can like, there's people like autistic people who obviously have a lot of struggles with like with it being a disability and whatnot, and wanting like not a cure for like them as a person, but like they want to be able to do things. I don't know, it's complicated, right?
Yeah, totally.
And like, I don't know, when you just are like, why wouldn't they want to be not autistic? Why wouldn't they want to just be correct? I think it's just the general.
Yeah.
And deaf stuff is fascinating too, because like deaf culture, like there's not a whole language, there's like languages that exist.
Yeah.
And language is so fascinating. Like, language is wild, man.
Yeah.
And like as soon as you like learn a little bit about like just the diversity of like language. Oh, chat disconnected.
Oh no.
What does that mean? Do we have internet? We do. Let me check.
Chat? Chat, are we cool?
No dropped frames. I don't know. Chat's just gone. R.I.P. chat.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, I don't know. Chat's just not working for us, so it's just us.
Well, we'll yell alone into the abyss.
Well, but the abyss won't yell back.
Thank
Whoa.
goodness. Well, oh, is YouTube down?
Are we down? We can still hear you. Y'all are coming through fine.
Oh, okay.
We can see chat on our on our OBS, but we cannot see chat on the YouTube side of things.
What the heck?
That's wild. No idea what's happening here.
Huh.
So we have to pay attention to. That's so weird. Yeah, we can see you on our screen, but we can't see you. Like maybe Ursula can see on her phone?
Yeah, it just opened for me on my phone.
Okay, so you can read on the phone. We just not on our computer, I guess.
Huh. Peculiar.
Peculiar. I thought you said F-U Lear, and I'm like, what did he do?
Nothing. He's a sweet baby who doesn't recognize you anymore.
Yeah.
He thinks you've been replaced.
Oh yeah, we were popping off and people were saying stuff and we just weren't getting any of it, I guess.
No.
Saying many things about disability.
Well, heck.
I'm like, I'm just like, I'm autistic, but like, I don't know. I'm just empathetic, man.
Yeah.
I'm just full of empathy. I was thinking about doing a video about like world building again, but I'm just thinking about the person who was just like, I forget what they said. I don't know. They're going through all my videos with their like anti-woke stuff.
Oh no.
And they were like, they were sassing me because I was talking about 9 Point and how, you know, you need to be careful about like appropriation and stuff. And they're like, why hold yourself back by worrying about that stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. I think you come up with way more interest. Like, I think it was like, why limit yourself? And I'm like, I don't know. Limitations make you way more interesting, for one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think I'm only able to make all of my world building so interesting and stuff because I don't want to do that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like, you know what I think it is? Like, obviously, like, limitations is, like, great breeding ground for creativity. But I think another part of it is if you can't even, like, empathize with, like, why you shouldn't do cultural appropriation, I don't feel like you're... I don't know how you can... I think you need a strong amount of empathy to write good, diverse, fleshed out cultures.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, less is more a lot of the time. I feel like most good fantasy stories focus on one element of world building. I mean, sorry, I'm very quickly trying to read what Bloom said here, and then I will get back to ink. Off topic, but Juliet looks so pretty in this panel. Juliet is pretty.
Oh, thanks.
I think you can focus on like all sorts of world building. You know, like, but I think you only have it's basically how much time you have. Like, I can spend like forever on all sorts of little bits of irrelevant world building. But that's just because it takes forever to draw things. So I've just been wasting my time really developing stuff. But yeah, like, I agree. I think like when you don't spread yourself so far, you can really dig into something. I say that as someone who loves to throw all the bits and bobs in there. Nah, I think there's like too much like of an overcorrection when it comes to world building. If you really want to write a story, getting bogged down in world building can be a problem. However, if you just want to world build, like screw it, like just world build. You know, like everyone's always like, you're not Tolkien, but it's like you can be if you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, he wrote all that stuff because he wanted to make a world, and he wanted to make a world because he wanted to make a language, and we'll make languages. And to make languages, you need cultures, and it all falls into place from there.
If that's what is appealing to you, do it. Don't let naysayers get in your way.
Mainly, I think it's good to focus where possible, but you want to imply there's lots of stuff and show it rather than telling. Yeah, when it comes down to like actually presenting your story, you don't want to heap on a bucket of world building, but equally so, you can make a story that is entirely world building. Like, people are into that. Like in a way, like all my videos about world building, like if I never made the actual story, like I've still succeeded in telling a story, even if it's just pure world building. Like people are into that. Like when I was a kid, I read those Dragonology books, and that's just a book about world building. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you mean making the world building? Yeah. I think it's good to have tons figured out behind the scenes. Okay. Yeah, I figure. But yeah, like you don't want to, yeah, overwhelm people. Yeah, it's you have to knit it in a certain way. You don't want to add too much to overwhelm. It's a whole thing. Being able to describe world building, like I doubt most of the stuff I talk about will even come close to actually entering my story, but it's fun regardless. And what I was saying that caused the troubles was that I was working on 9 Point at the time, and I was saying that I need to pay attention because I'm making a world based on Canada, like with the animals and the climate and all of that, and because, you know, Canada is like colonized land or whatever, right? And there's a lot of like, especially in like indigenous cultures here, like there's a lot of like animism, right? And like animals are really important to a lot of cultures, so like you need to be careful that you're not just like accidentally writing, you know, something not good,
Yeah.
something insensitive,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Totally.
Like there's a lot of like weird bias stuff, right? Like outside of that, it's like orcs, like that's the classic one where like orcs are depicted in very like, what is it? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say about orcs. And like I don't even think people do that intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't think about it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's not harmful to do so, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess speaking from like an angle, like I do understand, I guess, is like gay villains, but gay villains are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's why you should look to people and get their opinions.
Mm-hmm. Totally. It's like, yeah, you should Should always keep researching and correcting things.
Yeah.
Talk to people.
Yeah.
Be
I don't know.
open-minded.
like I can't even imagine. You lost it already?
No, her worm's right there in the middle of the room.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
She just wants to have a little pit-pat pot.
Well, there's like the whole thing where it's just like, what do you mean I can't write about a culture that's not my own? And then they put their little hands on their hips. And I just can't imagine having to like explain that all the time. And I would be very bitter.
Oh, yeah.
it's just
No.
it's just so eye roll. It's just so entitled
Yeah.
and annoying. And like I'm not even experiencing the microaggression.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I don't know. When you do like the YouTube videos, like you get interesting comments sometimes, and it's just wild to me. And yeah, it was like I was saying, like if you just don't have like the empathy, or I don't know, like if you just don't have like, I don't know, if you're just not thinking about stuff, like I just don't understand how you can make like a fleshed out world like that. I don't know. And I mean that as in like if they somehow manage, I like genuinely do not know how they do that. You know, it's kind of like Ender's Game, right? You're like, how did he do that?
Yeah.
Like, how did he make such a gay book? I don't get that. It just doesn't feel possible. Like like, how can you write something empathetic and about bullying and then be a bigot? Like, I just don't get that.
Oh, yeah.
I guess in the same way, it's kind of like J.K. Rowling too. It's like, how are you like this?
Right? How did you write a story about?
But at least that one, like, she wasn't like, I don't know. Like, she wasn't giving trans positive vibes. I don't know. The work I'm doing is literally over Ender's Game. Rereading it right now. Yeah. That's so wild. Like yeah. That's like the original like J.K. Rowling moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cause like I get that like after all this has happened with like J.K. Rowling, like we've gone back through her work critically, but like before that, like before that there was people saying things critical about her, but like no one really listened because there was like the whole like really weird, I especially remember the Pottermore stuff.
Yeah.
That was really weird about like indigenous people, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And like appropriating like their, because it's different because you're writing all your little fantasy stuff, and then there's like the schools. Like that was wild. It's a good book, but they managed to make I can't pronounce the word. It's at least slightly fruity. Hey guys, hello Valerie. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like I always just think about everything from the gay lens because at least I understand that, and then I just kind of like extrapolate from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it came to like writing like making up fantasy cultures and stuff. Like, I know the advice kind of just aligns with how I do things anyways, but it's just like asking why things work in your own worlds. And I guess it can kind of feel counterintuitive, like if you're not someone like really deep into it. This is me just like spitballing ideas for like eventual videos. But like if you're new to it and you're like, okay, don't step don't like write fantasy versions of like marginalized like cultures and stuff, right? And then you also hear at the same time like, why is everything so samey European fantasy stuff? And you're like, well, blah blah blah. Like, how am I supposed to make things diverse without doing cultural appropriation? Like, pick a lane. That's me being a confused person. But it's like, look to other cultures and learn about them, and it's very easy to do so, and it's very easy to do so from like a primary source perspective too. Like, a lot of people are very willing to talk to you about their culture and stuff if you're respectful and whatever, and you can learn a whole bunch about like how different religions even work, because there's so much diversity to it that you probably don't think about if you haven't thought about it before. um but yeah, like, you learn about all of that, and then you take all of that knowledge and you don't combine it like a little buffet. You just like use the understanding to make your own thing that's separate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, other cultures aren't like a little pick mix to make your own culture with.
Yeah.
There's just like, there's some overarching themes that you'll be fine to take from, like, just like huge overarching themes. Like, the idea of like a pastoral society, like, that's not cultural appropriation. But like, you look at a bunch of other pastoral societies that have existed, or ones that currently exist, and then you see how things work in those societies, and you're like, okay, knowing all of this, how would my elves work? You know, like, and how do I make this its own thing and not be a dick?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you come up with really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Started a new job location today. It was very busy. Everyone, new jobs.
Yeah. Everyone's like,
New
year,
jobs
new
in the
job.
chat. New year, new job. Don lean forward, slack jawed. Yeah. And like, I know like the one that, because like I read about all this stuff, and like the one that people are like pretty okay with, but there's still like so much to be said about it, is like Avatar, right? Where like Last Airbender Avatar was like, they used a lot of like research and stuff, and it's very good, and a lot of people like it, and it's good rep, but it's also, written by white people, white voice actors for the most part, and all of that. Like, there's conflict to it. But yeah, at the very least with that, like, people were consulted.
Mm,
Yeah, it's complicated,
it is.
but yeah. And everyone does goofs. It's okay.
Ye.
I ain't no hater. think people get too in their heads about things too. Some people don't get in their head enough. Other people are too in their head.
Yeah, definitely.
Like anxious people are like, okay, I'm just never gonna write because I'm never gonna do it justice. And like, no, you just gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta vibe. I think the one thing like I like just I don't know, all aside, like making like all these cultures and stuff is like I like I really love the nuanced stuff. That's really fun. Just on a pure like level of just it's fun.
It's neat.
It's neat. I think
like
it's
it.
I think it's fun when you just think about it like all states are bad, like even oppressed ones. Like because they're like states, you know? There's levels. There's always something wrong with society.
Oh yeah.
That's the whole point of like progress. Like nothing is a utopia. Always moving forward towards something better.
Yeah.
It's fun. I enjoy it. And then I like thinking about centaurs, so it all works.
It's all an excuse to think about centaurs.
Everything is an excuse to think about centaurs. I say it doesn't matter who writes, as in race. A story is something that comes from your own imagination. All stories should be boring. If you could only write about your own race and culture. Yeah, like I think it's super nuanced or whatever. Like I feel it on like the trans level, right? Like I don't know about that, right? Where that's where I always go back to because I at least know as a trans person where it's like I want there to be more trans rep, but at the same time it can be very frustrating when I don't know. Sorry, I got distracted by my cat playing with a worm.
Well, it's like you were saying. It's
Like if you research and stuff, like that's cool, that's fine. And a lot of it also applies generally for like larger media too, where it's like where if you're just a little dinky dude, right, in your own little dinky do is different than like larger cultural trends in media where marginalized people don't get to write their stories without the same scrutiny, you know, if that makes sense.
yeah, because that's like it's an issue of like white authors writing, say like culturally appropriated stuff where it's so prevalent because so few like authors of color are able to like write about their own cultures and experiences.
Yeah, it's complicated. And I
Yeah.
agree, like you don't want everyone writing just about
Yeah.
their culture or whatever.
Cause like
Yeah, it's confusing. I don't know. I think where I'm at for me is like I'm just writing my own little fantasy cultures or whatever. And I'm just going to make them and I'm not going to like borrow in the same way that I would like with other stuff. I don't know. Also, like, the thing is, like, writing your own culture, I think the difference, I guess, is that what I am saying is that I think we should write a whole bunch of different, interesting, unique little cultures and stuff. And you can look back at history and find all sorts of things that are perfectly fine for you to take from. Because like not all human society there's just a lot of history, right? That
Yeah.
exists. And what I more mean specifically is like blah, blah, blah. Like it's like the marginalized stuff. And I think mostly about like indigenous stuff, right?
Mhm.
Where it's just I don't know, it's just not okay to do it. Like I just really wouldn't feel okay making a fantasy version of some of the many indigenous cultures that exist when I'm not part of that, and while real shit's going on still to this day.
Mhm.
Like I just don't have any. Sorry, I'm tangled. I don't have any right to that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just like certain tendencies. And if I was to write something like that, I think it's like if I was to write something that was like a fantasy version of like some indigenous culture, like I'd want to get a lot of advice and help with that. And at that point, like I don't know why I would do that rather than like uplifting other stories from people who are from that culture or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like that isn't to say like if you are having like a story set in the real world, like you should only have people from your culture. Like I think that's different. I think having representation is different than writing like what is it? Okay, from the gay perspective, there's like a difference between people writing stories with gay people versus writing gay stories. And like I'm okay with cis people writing stories with trans people, and I encourage it, and having side characters with like stories that are fleshed out or whatever. Like that's cool. But like the actual like trans story, the story of being trans, capital B, capital T, like it's just weird when it's written by cis people.
Mhm.
But when it comes to that, I wouldn't judge any author because you do not know.
Yeah, true.
Schrodinger's trans, right? Like you need to be really careful with that as opposed to like race and stuff, right? And like yeah, I don't know. It's wild. Or you need to like lift someone up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wasn't that what Cassie Clare did? Like, didn't she have like a fucking tome? What is it? Anthology that had like queer characters. Was that Cassie Clare? I forget. Celeste W. Oh yeah, Celeste.
I don't
Wait,
know how much Cassie Clare is like.
is it Cassie Clare? I forget.
I don't think it is because
It was.
she.
Was it Shadowhunter Academy or something?
Because she has a few anthologies where she's had author friends write the stories,
Oh, okay.
but I
thought it
don't.
was-
but
Okay.
I don't know if it's like. It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't actually know if those authors are like trans or gay. But they could be or they couldn't be. I don't know.
How long have you guys been working on this webcomic? All my life. The Webtoon version of this comic, like a couple months. The novel has been my baby since I was 12 years old, so it's hard to say how long I've been working on Avo. My advice was that it's okay to write stories with people of other groups in them, but you shouldn't write stories about being in a group you're not in. Yeah. Specifically, like, marginalized groups, because, like, I think it's fine to write about being, like, a king of England. Like, I don't think you have to do that justice. It's different having indigenous people in your cast than it is making a story about indigenous people and cultures. Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Exactly. And, like, when you're making up fake indigenous cultures, like, don't one-to-one copy. Don't one-to-one copy, like, anything. I think what I was thinking is, like, when you think about cultural appropriation, like, instead of thinking like, ugh, so limiting, like, think about it in terms of your own fantasy cultures. What does cultural appropriation look like within your own fantasy races? What does I don't know, it helps you think a bit more about the dynamics of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, you just learn so much cool stuff. And like if you learn enough cool stuff about like all these different peoples, it's so interesting. Then they obviously haven't done enough research on the culture and they end up sticking to weird stereotypes. Yeah, like if you have done enough research on like any indigenous culture, I think you will come to the point where you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't write X story. Like, it's just a little gauche.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll end up writing, like, Pocahontas, you know? It's like, oh, yikes. That's the real sad part about Avatar and the other one with the blue people. is that it could have been so much more interesting. Like, if you look into like the world building around it, it is so cool, but it just got watered down in the process of making it into an actual movie.
Yeah.
Because like it was so different. Or worse, Pocahontas too. Yeah. Yeah. I loved Pocahontas as a kid. I freaking loved that raccoon. I had a bunch of pogs of the raccoon. It was my favorite thing. It's like, I don't know, it's cool. But like, yeah, it's seriously fun to like just learn about other people. I don't know. I always got so bored with history class. And having to go to those frickin', oh my god, you had to go to so many fort this, fort that, fur trade, whatever. I hated it so much. But like world religion, that was super fun. Though it was, see, this is exactly what I mean, where like there's nuance to stuff, right? Where it was like so uncomfortable to go to world religion class and go on the field trip to the various different like houses of worship, and then being a gay person and just not being accepted in like a large amount of them.
Yeah.
That was very uncomfortable. But also interesting, widening my brain. And yeah, basically Buddhism is the best religion because they gave us granola bars. And sorry, I didn't pack a lunch that day, so I'm down with...
They won you over.
Yeah, they won me over. Which one is that? It's the one with the orange robes. I used to know.
How could you forget after they gave you granola bars?
I don't know. It was really early in the morning, too. Hence the granola bars.
They were so nice to you. And look what you've done. There's so many things
You could
about...
feel... Sorry.
Oh.
It was the weirdest one to go to. Not the weirdest. That's not the word I'm looking for. I think one of the most interesting things was going to like the mosque and like how they like this particular mosque, like it was zoned in like the backyard of like 4 different places.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were having so much trouble like finding a place to actually build it.
Oh.
And it was just like, ugh.
Aw, that sucks.
It also, aside from like the gay thing, the mosque was hard because the mosque didn't have chairs and I had just like a broken ankle. So that was hard. Finding finding somewhere to sit there. There was a chair eventually. I found one.
What?
But it was
thinking about cultures. I guess it's like thinking about like our culture, where because I really like stories where it's I don't know, queer centric, gay centric. Does that make sense? Like a culture where it's like it's fine if there's, you know, gay marriages and stuff. But it makes you think there's so much stuff that people...
Is it? Did I? Yeah, I said the right word. Okay, sorry.
There's so many people that like take like societal things that you take for granted, but it wouldn't make sense if the culture allowed like gay marriage from the get-go or whatever, or from earlier on than we have it in our current culture. It's the same thing with like
You can ask your question. I'm sure by the time Ursula's done talking.
Well, because I always think about like, because it's difficult because I love stories about, you know, like royalty romances or like dukes and duchesses and all that stuff. But like a lot of that is so... I mean, for one, there's like issues with that whole structure and stuff. It's kind of bad. But it's also so focused on like lineage and like creating children.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's very different if it's... Because like the whole thing with like, I don't know, like a duke or something is like passing on the family name and like, you know, back in the olden days, it's like the woman would marry and give up her name and produce a son who would then carry the name on. And then if like you had no heir, that was like a son, like the title would disappear and stuff. And it's like you gotta rethink it if it's all gay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The other thing that kills me, there's a trope with fantasy
Knives.
stuff I hate, where I hate when they're not creative with the holidays.
Oh. Sometimes, you know what? Counter.
Yes.
I love it when they're not creative with the holidays.
There is something very kitschy and fun about it sometimes.
It really depends. You know, like Stardew Valley has like a nice mix of like its own ones, but also keeping like the staples so that it's fun.
Yeah. Like, because I understand.
I've been thinking about this a lot. It really depends on like how far you stretch your world building, because sometimes it's fine. Like, why is Avo 1920s? Because I want it to be, you know? Like,
no, totally. Because I understand, like, the one I always see is like Christmas holiday stuff.
Yeah.
Where like they'll have just like an analog for Christmas.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Yeah. And I understand that because like we want
like
to
analogous.
Analogous. That's
yeah.
It, yeah.
That's why analog is correct.
Okay.
Because it comes from like analogous.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad my brain connected that somehow. But I understand like as a reader, you want to see cozy like holiday stories in this fantasy world, and there's like joy in that, but sometimes I'm like,
it's like me with the sun and the moon, where like I know you can play with that, but I just want a sun and a moon.
Fair.
I think the actual physical world building is where I'm my least creative. But you do kind of have to pick which vectors you're gonna change, because if you change everything, then like it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely.
It's like, why do centaurs work? Because I want centaurs.
Totally. Like, I think you just got to be conscious of what you're doing. Or it's like,
I was gonna say big booty centaurs, but then I remembered that they have horse booties. So I guess they are big booties.
they are big booties.
If you have a question, you have 5 minutes to ask it, because we have to leave. Because Ursula has to edit.
Speak now, or forever hold your peas.
Your peeps.
Your peeps.
I think most important thing seeing other cultures and religions is respect, even if both don't agree with each other. Sometimes people don't respect my beliefs, and it gets rough for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think especially with like, I don't know, with other cultures, because like even if you're not Christian, right? Like growing up in a very culturally Christian kind of place, I don't know, you treat it differently than you do other religions, almost in like really weird ways that you don't even think about. Yeah, it's weird because like, I don't know, you grapple with that with being like an atheist when you become like a chill one. I have one. Do you guys use USB tablets or draw on screens?
I currently draw on a screen.
I also draw on a screen. I take a little permanent marker and I draw all over her iPads.
No, don't do that. This is why we're getting a divorce.
I put a little mustache just right onto her iPad.
The whole screen's just covered. You can't see it, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because I'm currently drawing on an iPad. I used a Huion display tablet for a while, which was really good. And I've also used like USB non-display tablets. Like that's what I started with for the longest time.
Yeah.
They're
I had
all
a Wacom tablet before it was cool.
right.
I had one of the ones that was like 2" by 2".
Oh my god.
Yeah, you've seen it before.
Oh yeah.
Where you have to like scroll with it. It was so wild.
That's wild.
It was back in the day, man.
Dang. I can't believe it's called Wacom. I disagree.
I know.
I disagree with their brand. It's Wacom.
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 It's because you hit them with your tablet. All right. Thank you all for coming by. Lovely to see you as always.
Yeah.
Ursula is silly.
No.
Chat never came back for me.
I am not silly. I am a marketing expert.
Oh, right. Ursula is a marketing expert. Remember this. I'm getting used to mine. I just got a last night's iPad.
Ooh, exciting.
Great talk, great talk. See you guys on Monday probably for my video.
Yeah, whichever one goes out, we don't know.
No, it's gonna be Faymouth and Mythfield.
Get hype.
Yeah.
Bye.
End.
End.
I did it.
End it.